Hey everybody, Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game Lost Castle. It's a roguelike that's basically Dark Souls meets Binding of Isaac meets Rogue Legacy's leveling system. And here's the problem. The developers, in their hurry to make a co-op game, made a game that is only playable co-op. And for me, someone who generally just plays games single player, this has provided quite a big problem, which I'll get into as we play. So you see that there? That's a slime, or I cast that with a slime wand. Basically, game's enemies are so overwhelming, so powerful, and so numerous that the only way you can possibly get anywhere in the game is if there's two of you to fight them, which basically boils down to one of you to constantly dodge their attacks or take their attacks, and another one to actually hurt things. So what a this game is, like I said, essentially unplayable one player, especially the bosses, who are just all nightmares, who corner you and beat you up and just kind of stun lock you until you're dead. But I looked into getting the slime wand, which is a wand you can get if you. It's one of the many items that unlocks when you kill the Slime King boss. And once you've got this wand, you can generate an infinite number of slime buddies. And so essentially, I've gone from playing a one-player game to playing a two-player game because I've got someone to distract the enemies while I fight them. Also, if you want to play single player, you kind of have to use ranged weapons because you can't possibly do enough damage without getting hit close up, because enemies are very hit and miss as to whether they get staggered by your hits. So sometimes you can freeze guys and keep them from hitting you, but sometimes you can't, and there just isn't enough healing to make playing as a melee character in a single player mode a viable option. Luckily, I've really done well with the random items that got dropped this time around. I mean, I got the Vampire's Tooth, which lets me drain life from enemies, so that's helpful. I got the special vial that lets you get up to 50 base hit points by killing enemies over and over again, and every time you kill an enemy, you get 1 or 2 bonus health. Alright, we got a new boss. I've never beaten this game. I'm hoping to beat it this time, because this is as... Okay. What masked man? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, right, the guy at the start of the game. Forget it. Damn. He looks very much like some sort of death from Castlevania. So here's now you're gonna see the problem with bosses. They kind of come in and they buffalo you, and yeah, they keep the pressure on, full time. And this guy, just like the boss from Castlevania, can throw... Oh my god. This is terrible. Most of the guys in the game, this guy doesn't seem to be, but I don't know yet. Ow. Alright. I thought I was going to turn into a werewolf. That didn't happen. I may have just lost the game because I took that stupid potion. As you can see, he does an obscene amount of damage, and there's nothing I can do to stop him. Nothing whatsoever. I have a very slow attack. All of the attacks players can do are weirdly slow and not very effective. The game is tuned also, so it's assuming you're going to be able to have your buddy bring you back to life when you fall down. That's another thing you can't do while playing it single player. Yeah, he's refusing to focus on my mooks, which is getting me into a lot of trouble. So yeah, like, really just a game that... Oh, and I forgot to mention the biggest problem with the game, which is pretty huge. Oh, gosh. So you see I have 237 souls there, right? And so just like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and the like, you need to kill guys to upgrade. But unfortunately, it uses Rogue Legacy's upgrading system, which means you can only spend the souls you got on your last playthrough the game. You don't get to store them up. And they've completely screwed up the economy, so you simply do not collect enough souls to unlock more than one item per play through the game. And a play through the game, because it's so difficult and so poorly balanced, can take like 20 minutes. So you're essentially going for 20 minutes on a doomed journey that can't possibly be successful in the hopes of unlocking a slightly more powerful upgrade so you can get a slight bit farther. I've been at this game for like 8 hours now, and it has been a disaster. Oh, look, he actually got tired. Yeah, bosses don't get tired much, and they're very bad at flagging when they're going to be tired. So really, you got no prayer of winning this game. Alright, so, yeah, just a lot of problems with the game. I'm blanking on the name. Lost Castle. Like, seriously, if I had a second player here who, when I was distracting him, keeping him going after me, was constantly stabbing him in the back, there is a slight chance I could have beaten this guy. But all I've got is slimes, who he's really not that concerned about, and they are of no help whatsoever. There's no way to get or find more health in these boss fights. Once you've used your health items, they are gone for good. Yep, it's over. There's a couple of items that can give you light regenerative abilities, but obviously I don't have any of those. Ooh, get away from me, you jerk. You don't get much health between levels, so even if I were to somehow kill this guy, I will almost certainly get killed. Gosh darn it. By the start of the next level. Wow. This guy is not kidding around, is he? Okay. I'm getting very cocky here, because it looks like I might have a chance to survive, but then he threw out a second thing, and... Nope! Oh my god, this is ridiculous. I hate everything about you, Bone Lord. You were the worst. What was his name again? Lord of the Damned, or Dead, or... Oh my god, he's dead! Alright, yeah. You will never die. Great. Does that... But you are gonna, like, fall over and I don't have to fight you anymore, right? Oh my god. That was a nightmare. That was a nightmare without end. The crazy part, it says new treasures appear in the castle, but I swear at least one of those treasures, the glowing skull, I already had access to, so I don't know what's going on there. Hey, my weapon will occasionally shoot fire. Legendary Assassin Armor. Alright. 30 extra health. Worse cooldown, worse damage, worse... Yeah, why... So, why would I want that? I would not want that. Hey, let's eat a bunch of apples in the hopes of surviving the beginning of this next level. Alright, I guess we're going to be playing... I thought I was going to die there, and that would be the end of this video, but let's see how far we get into the main tower, shall we? Does this mean we're going to go up instead of just going left and right like we've been going so far? That's one of the doors you have to pay to get through, so... What the hell is that thing? Fun fact. I don't know what I'm doing. That guy seems really deadly. He's a blind demon. He can shoot ridiculously far. And I bet he does a lot of damage. Yep. Ow. Okay, this is going poorly. Alright. Yeah, it's game over. In the very first room of the next tower. Oof. Hey, I have an idea. Maybe you would rather fight one of those guys. Nope. Alright. Damn. So another fun fact. You can't pick up where you left off, obviously. So it took me like 45 minutes to get here if I want to... Oh my god, it took me an hour to get here. So if I want to get that far again, it's not going to happen. Now you're going to see the terrible upgrade system. So just to get my health, my dagger damage 1 higher, which by the way... means you do 1 point more damage. So you know how I was hitting for like 45 points of damage with that, with every time I threw a thing? This isn't based on multipliers. So my staff was doing 43 points of damage. If I spend 74, you know, a quarter of my souls that I got in an hour, I will do 6 points of damage. And it will make everything else cost a bunch more. So let's Now that we've got this, let's spend a little more money and buy some of the upgrade stuff. Once per floor, you have a chance to heal 2% per second when your health drops too low. That sounds great. That would have helped me on some of the bosses, but I'm going to hold off on that. A legendary blacksmith, better weapon every round. Yeah, that would be great if I could get a better weapon to start the game with. So, are you noticing that I'm literally 2 souls short of being able to unlock that? Thanks, guys. Wearing heavy armor won't slow you down as much. I guess I'll buy that. And now see those 18 I got left? It would be great if I could save those and kind of build up a thing between levels, but nope, can't do that. Item use, the attack power of items which cause damage increase. Yeah, I never use items to cause damage, so thanks. Oh, so frustrating. All right, VIP card means you spend less money in shops, but there's not a great shop. Oh, look, I could have bought this, which keeps some of your demon souls after each sacrifice, which sounds great, but see how I always end sacrifice with about 20 left, and they would let me keep 6%. So, quick math here, if I have 20 left, and they're letting me keep 6%, then I will get to keep 1 soul, which, you know what, is useless. 100% useless. So thanks, game. All right, so now you've had a window into monstrously unbalanced and incredibly frustrating video game, Lost Castle. I hope you've enjoyed this video review that I've struggled to tell you about. Wow, he was supposed to be giving me better guns. Sorry, start the round. But, yeah, none of these are any good. The harvest weapons are actually nice because they drop an apple for you to use, which is fun, but, yeah. So what do I call this thing? Is it a playthrough review? A let's review? Anyway, so yeah, that's the state of the game. It's kind of a disaster. I really wish it was better than it was, but they made, at some point during the development, they said to themselves, hey, yeah, for some reason this guy just doesn't give you potions. You have to talk to him about potions every time, where everyone else you can just get them. Wow. Amazingly, the potions do not randomize every time. If you check it out, they're actually, yeah, like once I've gotten all the potions, every time I see a potion, I will know what it is. And we're getting close to that, which, yeah, I've played 10 hours of this game now. This is what it's like trying to play with a sword. It sucks. And you'll note something else. 1, 2. All right, well, that's not a good example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, did he get back up after 4? Yep, 5. Yeah, you have to hit level 1 enemies right at the start of the game. You have to hit 5 or 6 times to kill them, which is crazy. And by the way, that 5 or 6 times it takes to hit to kill them, that's kind of a huge improvement over when I started the game. Oh, I'll show you what the curse book does. Turns him into a frog. He still has all of his hit points, but he's a frog who can't attack you, so it's a good way to quickly murder, you know, your more impressive enemies. And there's a staff that actually lets you do that every time your special skill bar in the top left corner there fills up. So that's also a pretty boss staff. Really, as I think is clear, as with most games, it comes down to, did you have a good draw or did you not have a good draw? And if you don't have a good draw, you don't have any hope of getting through the game. All right, yeah, there's a, when you're playing single player, so a truly great game like Spelunky, right? A lot of it comes down to skill. Well, no, I mean, what am I saying? A lot. All of it comes down to skill. Like, you don't need a jetpack to beat Spelunky. There are people who are out there beating Spelunky in 3 minutes without picking up any items. You know, it's amazing. Well, okay, probably not 3 minutes, but close to 3 minutes. Whereas this thing, if I don't get the good items, I've got nothing. Like, there is no way to make any progress in the game. And it's just bad design, guys. All right, so thanks for joining in. I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Ooh, lightning sword. Thanks for joining along with me on this journey as I got super frustrated with the game Lost Castle. I can't recommend it unless you are strictly going to be playing it 2-player co-op. Then it's a mild diversion that still has some pretty bad balancing issues, but at least it's kind of fun. Whereas single player, it's just a frustrating mess. A frustrating mess that, you know, they sent me a copy and I feel obligated to review, but at the same time, a frustrating mess. Alright, so I'm going to stop this video now, but if you'd like to see some of my other content, just check other places on my channel. Most of it is not video reviews. This would be the first one of those. But there's lots of playthroughs of hidden object games and videos about weird Japanese nonsense I love. You know, your Fist of the North Star and your JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, yeah, there's plenty of stuff to find there. Like and subscribe, and of course, if you want to find out when the latest Hidden Object Guru stuff is going up at the channel or website, HOGuru.blogspot.com, you can just follow me on Twitter at GC_Danny. Yeah, apparently HOGuru was taken. Kind of embarrassing, but it has Guru in it, so obviously someone was going to grab that. I'm a little embarrassed I didn't jump on this bandwagon a little sooner. Twitter. Why am I angry at Twitter for my mistakes? Alright, so thanks again, and I'll see you elsewhere on the channel.